Chapter 2, At Large in the Flesh. Broken lines, broken strings, broken threads, broken springs, broken idols, broken heads, people sleeping in broken beds. Ain't no use jiving, ain't no use joking. Everything is broken. Bob Dylan. 54 years ago, I was unaware I was a scapegoat for the sins of the gods of Otto von Bismarck, Napoleon, Charles II, and Edward VII. I would go down to the volcanic anvil to have my chest split open at Kiahuistlan, bled out for all the silk ties, monogrammed shirts, and loafers that still run the world today. At 15, I was an oblivious death seeker led to the point where Cortez burnt his ships to undo the boundaries of the ties that bind, to try to break even in the largeness. I'd been one of the round-eyed cattle walking down shiny linoleum halls under clinking fluorescent tubes, born to be released from the heavy, slow-swinging doors of the cultural somnambulism, drifting off through the ground fog and slush on the snowy playing field to swim naked and alone at midnight in the vast aqua gulf, and to explore the nether reaches of the star flow with Bill, my 17-year-old fellow pilgrim and aficionado of the wiles of death. Each generation forgets what was known at birth before the initial breath that brought everything into being in a huge calamitous bang. Each generation likewise sacrifices its children to its own figments of stupidity. There are two kinds of goats of atonement, the scapegoat and the sin offering. Bill was one kind and I was the other, but the oracles of chance had not revealed which one would be bled out in the temple and eaten by the priests, and which one would carry the sins of the congregation out to a flinty crag. Bill and I came to the mouth of heaven in the stunned irony of the modern world. We came in rebellion, in revolt against the deliberate heinousness of a rigged system that so disrupts and distorts the light that it's easy to slip into the labyrinthine cave. We were there to turn that shit around in the emergent order of sinuous hallucinations, neon parables that revealed a shining, clear feeling of system, beginning an obsessional pursuit of a dimension of reality cloaked in unknowability. Every work I've undertaken, from Netsuke to megaliths, from buildings to poems, those that paid out and those that didn't, everything of my own free invention, made without a boss, whatever its overt function, was an attempt to describe or dream this sense of system, but I never could quite get at it. Bill appeared on the street like an augury, a broke-down ghost of our nearly forgotten past, a half-dead reminder of how life becomes paradoxical, how it gets you coming and going, and how I first began to unravel the lies I was born to that blinded me by double-mindedness and cosmic vacillation. In those days on the offering plate, my obsessive hunt began, tracking down things forgotten at birth, things still known to the sun and sea and stars, but mostly disregarded and ignored in the petty fears of the modern world. One thing I've remembered and forgotten many times on this long hunt is that life, God, grand unified theory, oneness, nature, universe, are imperfect words for the same incomprehensible everything that is as far beyond words as the stars are from the sands of the sea, up close and infinitely far, a nothingness that includes all of it, even us. But the best lessons, like the worst, can be forgotten in the superfluous cultural motifs of the trackless wilderness of middle age, when you can still delude yourself into thinking you will always exist as you are. Seeing Bill after so many years was a forced march down memory lane, loaded with symbolic signposts and forgotten omens. But the Bill that nailed his doubloon to the mast 54 years ago That young seeker of death who led me to plumb the depths of hell on that wilderness beach in Mexico is dead already, as am I. Those kids we were live as ghosts of memory, shadows at best, only as real as a dream, now just metaphora and allegoria, time-bound tools in the eternal chase.